Welcome back. This is the North Attleboro Global League. This is the initial game between the Lab Rats and the Grumble Hill Greybeards. The Lab Rats currently have a 1-0 lead as we start out the second half, and hopefully I can give you some decent commentary. At the start of the second half, Morgrim Hornbrew is out for the game after having been injured, but leaving Mark with just 10 dwarves to play with on his side of the field. But that's still a much better position than the Rats are in. He did a good job beating us up in the first half. 3 of the Rats are knocked out, and 1 of the linemen is out for the game. So with a 10-8 body advantage on the field, Mark is in a very good position to tie up the game, especially since he'll be receiving the ball to start
This guy here on him.
So without wasting any time, here we are in turn 1 of half 2. Mark starts it off with a great roll on the block. He gets basically double sixes. Knocking, this is Vardal's Strong Brew against Serotonin. Serotonin gets knocked to the ground. Again, we're still back to the fact that the Rats just don't have the armor that the Dwarves do, so 7 is what the armor is, and 8 or higher is going to break it, and Mark continues to throw 11 all game long. And after being, only 2 bodies down, the Rats are now 3 bodies down, and another Rat joins the knockout bin. As you can see, there's 4 Rats hanging out there. The kick was very short, only going 2 rows deep, and the runners don't move all that fast for the Dwarves, so he actually has to do a go for it just to get to the ball in the first place. But go for it rolls, as you know, are pretty successful. You just got to avoid throwing the 1 and with the 3. Balgroth Snow Fury makes his way to the ball. He's able to attempt to pick it up. He will pick it up with a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And the 4 is going to put the ball in the hands of his runner. Mark is only down to the 1 runner, as the first runner was beat up when he was sacked earlier in the first half. Knowing that his runner is exposed and out by himself, I'm pretty confident that I can get to him and do some damage to him, so I figure I'll start out with Nicodemus, throw an early block and try to cause some pain, and Nuffle laughs in my face as I threw 2 bolts down. Any big guy, for as cool as they are, usually has loner. In order to qualify, I have to throw a 4, 5, or 6. 1, 2, or 3, I don't get to use a reroll, and it's wasted like it is here, and I have to deal with the result of the dice. So this knocks Nicodemus down and gives the turn right back to Mark in a really good position to set up his cage. So moving into turn 2, Mark here has established his cage. He's dodging into position to set it up nice and tight. And as you can tell, he's got a bit of a cage around there. He's able to push forward and kind of establish his presence. Again, it's very early in turn 2. I really wasn't able to do much other than maybe push a couple of dwarves out of the way. So this sets up his opportunity to be able to dodge away from my Rats. He's got a pretty good, organization in the field. I believe at this point in time you can see Nicodemus is still down, another Rat is down. He's got a 3-body advantage. So with a 5, he's able to dodge away. Again, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be safe for a dodge, and now he's just figuring, how best to move up the field and get away from the Rats to put himself in a position to score and make it difficult for me to get the ball back from him. But still, with 5 turns left, it's pretty advantageous for him to be able to go ahead and score here. He's doing the go for it. So a 2 moves him forward another space, and he's contemplating doing an additional go for it. And as you can see here, we're still learning. So, the turns don't move completely fast and fluid, but we'll get better on time as we get more used to the rules. So I believe Mark is going to roll for his second go for it here. After having and hawing, moving straight ahead to put himself further down the field. And with a 3, finds himself basically 4 squares to score squares away from tying up the game. This puts me in a position where I need to do something aggressive to try to sack him and knock the ball out of his hands. So I move a gutter runner over to provide the assist, and now with Chuck E. Cheese, I'm going to try to dodge away from his blitzer. 3, 4, 5, or 6, so 3 is successful, to come over, complete the blitz, and attack Balgroth Snow Fury. So this will be a 2-die block as I'm getting the assist to give me the advantage in strength, and with the defender down roll, I am going to get the sack because I'll be knocking him down and the ball will bounce loose. And the good news is, because he's a thrower, he's only got the 8 armor, so I have a better chance of cracking through his armor to do the damage. But still, this is a good position for Mark to be in. I don't know that I've got another body free to pick up the ball. Fortunately, I was able to break through his armor, and I was able to stun the runner, so that he's not going to be able to pick up the ball and run into the end zone on the next turn. The ball will scatter, and as you can see here, it scatters one spot away, which is actually helpful to Mark because now he doesn't have to suffer any penalties trying to pick up the ball. He can take his blitzer. This is number 55, Fang Wormforged, who will pick up the ball on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. The 3 picks up the ball. He doesn't have to dodge. So now he can continue his movement down the field to get closer to the end zone. But unfortunately, no matter what he does, he won't be able to score this turn. Even with his 2 go-for-its, I think he'll be 1 square short of the end zone. But Mark's trying to figure out what the best way to go about it is, where the best position is for him to stand. After some decisions, he does decide to move diagonally and try to get himself a little distance from the rats. And after moving the 2 squares to finish up his movement, he's going to decide on doing the go-for-its. And again, this is one of those things that we learn as we play, and what the right decision is. But unfortunately, the 1 roll is a failure on his go-for-it. He has to burn a re-roll. The 2 makes it safe. And then Mark decides he's going to go for another spot, even though he's already used his re-roll. But the 3 is safe, and here he is, right on the goal line, forcing me to once again have to do the same thing. So here comes Chuck E. Cheese looking for the sack. Again, it's a 2-die block. But I will take the attacker down. Some good dice rolls have resulted in saving the touchdown for now. I move into position to kind of block him. Hopefully when the sack happens and the ball scatters, it's going to be in a spot that will, I'll be able to block a little better. I do not manage to break his armor because most dwarves have a 9, so that's just good enough to knock him down. The scatter works almost perfectly for Mark. As you can see, it's right back on the goal line. So I need to try to have my rat to get there, but 1 is a failure. So, trying to get away with Serrated to come over to tie up that ball is a failure. I think I stunned myself and hand it right back to Mark with a chance to pick up that ball and score. So here goes Fang Wormforged with a stand-up. He has to dodge away because I haven't got a rat in position. I'm not making it more difficult for him to dodge. So 3, 4, 5, or 6 is a successful dodge. And then he'd only have to do a 3, 4, or 5, or 6 to pick up the ball and, take 1 step into the end zone. So here goes Mark looking for a 3 or higher. And doesn't. That's a 2. So unfortunately, Mark has to burn his last re-roll a half here in turn 5. Hopes for it here, but 3. He's picked up the ball. He's dodged away. Now a 3 again. 3, 4, 5, or 6 to pick up the ball. And a 6 means he's going to pick up the ball, take that extra spot, and pass the game as Fang Wormforged gets 3 star player points for running into the end zone. Mark does his little woohoo dance, and we move on to turn 5 with the rats, having the ball coming their way. The rats being a little quicker and faster as they are. Here comes Chuck E. Cheese looking to pick up the ball. Again, 3 or higher with a free reroll. He'll pick up the ball with a 5. Move a couple spaces closer to the gutter runners to make the pass. We use the pass chart that you can see in the back of the field there, hidden behind the letters, to indicate that this is a normal range pass, so he doesn't get the +1 on the throw. So a 4, 5, or 6 is an accurate pass. The good news is, as a thrower, he does get a free reroll if it's necessary. So again, looking for a 4, 5, or 6 for the pass. Up comes a 6. The pass is online, the pass is accurate. And now it's just up to my gutter runner to make the catch on a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And up comes the 1, so I'm forced to use a reroll. Reroll successful with a 2, so it is a catch. Chucky does get another star player point for the completion. And then the rats do what the rats do best. They run. So here goes Frisbee Crawley blasting down the field for 9 squares. And of course, because I unintentionally tried to cheat, or maybe intentionally tried to cheat, but I'm not that bad, I go to use a second reroll on the turn here as Serrated tries to do a go for it to get into position. Actually, this might have been Brattleboro. I can't remember who this was. But anyways, he's trying to hold off these guys so they wouldn't be able to dodge away, and Nuffle punishes me with double 1s for trying to use a second reroll when I shouldn't have. Moving on to turn 6, Mark is going to come down with, this is, I believe, Joran Oakbender, trying to dodge in to be able to make the sack on my ball carrier. Mark still learning the game. I don't know if he just didn't want to go to the outside edge and come in, or what his reasoning was. But either way, it's a go for it here, and then a dodge to be able to make the play. So the go for it roll is successful. Unfortunately, because he's dodging into a square with 2 players on it, he has to suffer a -2 that goes along with +1, so it's a -1 penalty. So instead of a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to dodge, this is just a 4, 5, or 6 to dodge. That leaves him, unfortunately, on his back, and that leaves Frisbee crawling in a very good spot to be able to just dodge away and score the touchdown. So, got our runners with their 4 agility. They're good for this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be what it takes to dodge away. The 6 is overkill, and Frisbee runs into the end zone to put the Rats back on top 2-1. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. That's 6 star player points. So at the end of this game, he is going to get a skill up. There's only 2 turns left. It's going to be really, really difficult for Mark to score a touchdown. In fact, I'd almost have to kick a ball that, have his runner on square 1, and the ball can somehow get handed off to him, and he can do, a full speed and not get beat up by a bunch of rats. But here he is. He's doing the pickup with a 6. So once again, Balgroth Snow Fury is, running down the field with the ball a couple of squares. Mark's going to set up a cage, probably for the hopes of pulling off some sort of a short pass on turn 8. My side of turn 7, I figure I might as well just throw a few blocks, see if I can't get a couple of lucky rolls on the dice. So this is number 8, Knockout. He's going for a block on Norendil Hammerchest, the Troll Slayer. The defender down, knocks him on his back. And the good thing about the Troll Slayer is that they only have 8 armor, so the 9 actually breaks through his armor, and I'm able to roll for injury. And finally, after a pretty tight game, I throw 11 to smack through and knock him out of the game. So that's my 2nd casualty of the game, I believe. I'm happy to take it. It's 2 star player points for my blitzer. But there was no insult to injury. This is just a badly hurt. He's only out for the rest of this game, which is a whole turn. So turn 8, Mark's going to do what he can to do to make that pass. In order for it to count as a pass, you have to be at least 2 squares away. So what he's going to do is he's going to move forward with Balgroth Snow Fury to throw backwards for a 2 square pass. And again, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and this pass is accurate and able to be caught. It's not difficult to throw passes in the game except for when you try to throw passes. The one is a turnover. Mark doesn't have any rerolls left. And when you throw a 1, not only is the pass inaccurate, but it's actually fumbled in the square where the thrower throws it from, so that's where it scatters from. So a quick scatter moves it forward 1 spot, but it gives it back to the Rats for the final turn of the game. And once again, just figuring I'll throw my blocks in there while they're 2-die blocks. This is Sir Coma taking a block on Cador Steel Thane. I'll take the defender stumbles, because while the dwarves do have block, they do not have dodge on many players. So I'll take the knockdown. Again, it's another Troll Slayer, so I just need to break an armor of 8 instead of 9.
Take out the other Troll Slayer.
Just trying to earn a couple points late in the game, and here we go with an 11. Payback for all the 11s Mark had in this game. I break through his armor. And then I put in another 10 roll for another casualty, 2 more star player points in the last turn of the game. But to add insult to injury, on the last turn of the game, this injury ends up actually being a serious injury. Cador suffers a -1 movement allowance, which makes the slow dwarf even slower. The Rats hold on, they win 2-1, and that was the first game in the North Attleboro Basement Blood Bowl League. I hope you've enjoyed the highlights. I hope if you have a chance, you'll join us for the next session that we have in March. Take care.